How are you doing? Are we gonna survive the manifesto?
I think we're gonna survive. Do you want to do a little like intro on yourself or like background on yourself, or introduce yourself, or just
I'm
scream
just
whatever you
I'm
want?
just a I'm just a front ender. There's nothing
You
nothing
got a
special I want
name?
to say. Yeah, my name's Nikolai. When I was in the US, they called me Frank because they couldn't pronounce my name. So that
Okay,
was
sure.
funny.
Sounds about American.
I'm just a front ender guy that occasionally does some backend stuff, and I was itching for a side project.
So you made a whole website that looks better than most other websites to track uniques, and does it better. And this has a fancy shaper in the background that your brother did, and it breaks
Yeah.
down by league, by specific, by collected, not collected, by category.
And on the bottom, you can also see the rarest uniques in a specific league, and so
Yep.
on.
So this all this information is pulled from where?
This is pulled from the Stash Tab API.
Stash Tab API.
I parsed all the information since the start of Ritual, which means if you changed an item in one of your public stash tabs since when Ritual started, your stash tabs will be in the website.
Got it.
Yeah. So actually the most common items were I was surprised by it. Can you guess which is the most common item?
In all of Path of Exile for uniques?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'll give you a hint, it's not Tabula.
I was gonna say Conqueror's Efficiency.
Conqueror's Efficiency?
The jewel.
No.
Okay. Warlord's Reach is another jewel.
No.
I give up.
That's bottom 30%.
What is it? What's the most common unique in all of Path?
Well, the second most common is the Career Ward, and
Sure.
the most common is actually Watcher's Eye.
Watcher's Eye. Really?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
every stash has a Watcher's Eye pretty much.
Well, that's the most common one.
I guess that makes sense. Maybe in standard, if you wanted to track your uniques, all you have to do is have the unique tab. That's a prerequisite, correct?
Well, if you want to stuff 1,000 uniques in separate stash tabs, you can do that too.
If you were determined to do so, you could.
Yeah. It's
Fantastic.
possible.
Okay. Then you have to right-click the stash, and then just toggle on public, and then.
So if it's currently public,
Yep.
And you don't see yourself in the website, you have to make them. You have to make your stash tabs private. Wait for like 10 minutes just
Yep.
to be safe, and then make them public again.
So then toggle them on, wait 10 minutes, toggle them off. And then after you do it and it's public, after about 5-10 minutes, it should populate on the website.
Yes.
That's the idea, at least.
It won't work if you take one item in from the unique stash tab and put it back in. It won't trigger a change for the entire stash tab because it actually keeps each category as a separate stash tab internally.
Fancy.
Apparently.
So you have to actually turn it off and turn it back on. Like all good things in technology. Just turn it off and turn it back on.
Very important to turn it off, wait 10 minutes, and then turn it back on.
Got it. On the site, it has like the person's name, the league they're in, the amount of uniques they have. And this amount of uniques, again, is just pulling from the actual stash tab itself. So if your character is wearing uniques that are, we'll say, league exclusive, and you don't have a copy of them in your stash, it's not going to actually register. So there's no way to pull, as of right now, we should say, no way to pull your character's gear and then also somehow aggregate that all. So you'd have to take this. So at the moment I'm wearing a Mayo cans. If I were to put those in my stash, then I would have to, 5 minutes goes by and it should automatically detect it, etc.
And when you put them back on your character, they'll be gone from the website.
Yep.
So currently it's only tracking items from the stash tabs. It is technically possible to fetch items for each player individually in each league, but it's very, very expensive because there are like 500,000 players.
Okay, so like
in my database.
So the actual information on your end, it would physically, like actually monetarily cost a ton of money to have that being run.
I don't even have the the hardware to do this. I would have to. Yeah.
How many Bitcoin farms are you talking here?
Oh, I'm not sure. It's gonna cost a lot. Okay.
So if you had to, how many shares of GME stock does this website cost to run right now? How much are we talking here?
Shares of GME stock?
Yeah, straight, GameStop. Diamond hands, baby. 141 USD.
Well, it depends how frequently you want to update the data for those 500,000 players. It all matters. It all comes down to how frequently you want to do it. So if one request takes let's say half a second.
Yeah.
4,100 minutes.
Yep.
Which is 69 hours. Nice. Basically, you need a different infrastructure than what I have set up right now.
So we don't have enough stock in GME. We don't have enough Bitcoins. Yeah. We need more. And that is why we are once again asking for your help to donate. Now, just to clarify, this website, you're just running it as a hobby. It's basically free. There's no donation link despite me telling you to put one.
No, there is no donation whatsoever required. It's not a huge server bill. I'm just adding it on my Amazon account along with the rest of my website, so I won't even notice it on my monthly bill. It's fine.
I just noticed you actually have a top button on the bottom right, which is such a little thing, but I realized as I scroll down through like 1,000 uniques here, I'd be upset if I had to scroll back up. I could just hit top.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's almost like you make websites for a living or something.
Almost, yeah. Almost.
It has the little trophies marking if you completed something. It says the total number of uniques and the ranks.
I wanted to add something to give players a somewhat clear sense of progression, right?
Yep.
Some progress bars, badges, stuff like that. We all have monkey brains still.
Yes. It is satisfying to see a green bar. I'm not sure why, definitely. But definitely seeing the green bar makes me happier. And then the orange bar. We could actually make it. Is there a way to make it so if the orange bar is less than 50%, it's red?
Oh yeah, sure.
That'd be good. Just so it's a real fuck you. Just so you really know you're shitting the bed. That'd be the ultimate sad.
And at 0%, you just thumbs down.
Yeah, just thumbs down.
So we should probably mention the thing about some uniques going to the base game.
Yeah, that's a good one. There's 100-ish uniques being added to the base game, some of which include like Maloney's Mechanism, which were previously synthesis uniques. Don't know the full extent of the list as of right now, but there's going to be a good amount.
Batch Headhunter.
Yep.
Yeah, so currently when you open someone's profile in the website, on the left there's every league, right? And uniques for each league. The information which unique belongs in which league I'm getting from POEUU. The ones that don't belong in any league are at the bottom in the other category. All those uniques are going to go in this other category.
Yeah.
Which means, for example, Badge of Brotherhood will disappear from the Blight category. Yeah. When you click Blight, you will still see uniques that were introduced in Blight. That will be technically correct. It all depends how POEUU decides to handle this. If they decide to keep it historically correct, so to speak. If they will keep each unique in their original category. Because they have a separate page with league specific uniques. Those are uniques that have some kind of drop restriction. For example, drops only from bosses or from blight maps or from grand heists or something like this. And I'm marking those items in the website with a skull. And there is a separate filter on the left. It says league specific. You can toggle it.
Yep. Will there be any options in the future for any more like dynamic filtering for, like, say, I want to look up just rings or just amulets? You think that'll be a possibility?
Sure, yeah, that's a possibility, yeah.
Yeah, that one seems pretty useful, because at least you could be like, since the category on the actual unique stash is sectioned by flask, then amulet, then what, that way you could look up like which flasks I am missing, etc., and which ones I'm not. Further to that point, for example, so if I clicked on synthesis, right, and I were to hover over, Nebulous, it pulls the standard Nebulous image and description from the Wikipedia or the POEDB, which is just 1 to 3 synthesis items, etc. There's no way to have it so it actually pulls the Nebulous in my stash and shows like my synthesis mods, my roles, that type of stuff.
It is technically possible, but not with how I organize the database.
That would go back to like pinging the player directly type shit, where you're like. That's the
in your profile, in my database, in your profile, I'm just keeping just keeping a number. It says this is a nebulous. All players that have a nebulous point to the same nebulous in my other database with the unique. So
any way we can have a link or some sort of way to get to their profile from this website?
To their profile,
like just go to so for example, you went to like the Path of Exile's tab page or whatever.
So when you click someone's profile, this is their account name, right?
Yeah.
And when you go to pathofexile.com, what is there? Do I have to type /account? Yeah.
/account. Yeah. And then there's the option
View
for
profile,
stashes.
and then
View profile, then the name, then stashes. And I believe, let me just double check if I'm just talking shit, which is 100% possible. I thought these had the actual roles, but I could be out of my fucking mind.
Yeah, I could.
So these actually have like quality and roles in them. So the ones in the stash do show the actual ones. What the fuck is happening in my stash? It says solo. It says I have 300 items. Okay, I think it's pulling. I think it's, you know what it is doing? It's at the moment the website's pulling my remove only tab from Ritual League. Sounds about right.
Things happening right now.
But yeah, so like they show like the exact sockets and links. Only thing I could think about for matters for is like enchants, vowels, synthesis items. It'd be kind of cool to see for certain people. Like not only do we might not always, if I have a nebulous, he has a nebulous, we all have nebulous, but which one has the explosion nebulous? Who has the real nebulous? Who has the 2-socket abyss items? Like that'd be the level further, I would say, if they're getting super sweaty comparing.
I had to pick some sort of a strategy.
Yeah.
Like to which extent I want to differentiate individual items, because there are variations for. You know how many variations there are for Watcher's Eyes, right?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, and for precursors. And some of those are extremely expensive. Precursors with movement speed, crit multi, and power charge, for example.
Yeah.
I had to pick some sort of a strategy which uniques to keep and which uniques to differentiate, which not to differentiate. And I decided to go with uniques that are listed in POEUU, the way they are listed there. I don't know what happens during a merge.
We're just no man's land.
Yeah,
anything goes.
So I'll be interested to see what kind of features people want to see, and if there's one thing that I see many people really want, I can implement.
Yeah, so like the ones, we talked about, whether it's having it by category of type of item, like showing rings, etc., or having it so if you're under 50% in a category, having the red bar. If anyone has any suggestions similar to this, I would just say put them in the comments of the video below, and I'll convey it to you. You'll check it. Somehow you'll get the information, and then if it's possible, we can make some changes, but as long as everyone knows that this is not your full-time job, and this is just a cool thing that you're doing because you're a cool guy.
Yeah, I had a blast for a good 2 or 3 weeks making this. Like I said, I was itching for a side project, and I really enjoyed working on it.
Yeah, I mean, it looks great, works better than any other website that does the same thing, by far, I would say. I think it's a better visual representation. It looks like, again, just sleeker, sexier. It's got a cool little picture of Shaper that this is your brother did this, right?
Yeah, he's an artist.
Pull up his information. How do you pronounce your brother's name? Because he looks like this, just like the Giga Slav. He looks like the ultimate fucking Slav man.
Tetsu.
What was it? Tetris? What's his
Tetsu.
name? All right, I'm giving up. TED Talk. That's his name. Yeah. He's got some cool stuff though. Guys, man's head right there. Sad.
Yeah, he's making his way through. He's trying to make his way in the video game industry.
For sure. He's got a lot of cool stuff. Digging the Shaper he did. So you can do pixel art, you can do all sorts of cool stuff. Does he also play Path?
No, I didn't. I couldn't get him into it.
And that's because he spends most his time squatting on the corner in a tracksuit, right? That's like his main job?
Yeah.
Okay. And you yourself, you play Path, right? I assume, otherwise you're just doing this for like okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
I play Path.
And have you been collecting uniques yourself?
No, I don't have the time to dedicate for such huge projects.
Well, because you could do it in the background.
I don't know. In the background, I watch people collect uniques.
All right, fair enough.
I just don't do it myself. Yeah, I can see it being very appealing to people. I've seen the Reddit threads with. I think one of them was about your video series, how it introduced people into collecting uniques. I've seen one thread about many. I see people getting interested in this stuff, and I thought if there was a nice website that showed them nice.
Well, you've made the nice
progress and
website.
stuff.
It looks good. I
Maybe
encourage
it will introduce more people.
everyone to check it out. Everyone to definitely. I mean, the only unfortunate part is you do need the unique tab, and although I personally am on a semi-strike for purchasing MTX until all uniques have art, but you know, it's such a shame that things like Edzir's Acuity don't have fucking art after 8 years, but here we are.
No, really?
Nope, no in-game art. You and me both, buddy. You and me both. Either way, though, it looks great. I hope everyone checks the website out. Get yourself a unique tab, make it public, track your progress yourselves. The list goes super far down, so it's not just showing the you know, top whatever. You can also search your player name in the top right for every given league, whether it's standard, hardcore, solo, self-funded, either, or whatever temporary leagues there are. And definitely check out the website. Thank you again, Nikolai. Thank you, your Slav brother. And yeah, the website's super cool. Thanks for
you're
making it.
You're very welcome. I really enjoyed making this. I hope people find it useful. Yeah, thanks for sharing the website with your community.
Anytime, man. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. And yeah, feel free to PM me about whatever, you know, if you have the cool shit you make down the road or just want to ask questions, etc.
Yep.
All right, take it easy, buddy. Well, that about wraps up the video. I just want to thank my my esteemed friend here, Nikolai, for showing us the POEUU website. POE Unique U, the ladder for unique collectors in Path of Exile. Everything you want and more from the collection of uniques in the land of Path of Exile. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please put them in the comments below. And any suggestions for our dear comrade Nikolai, definitely let me know, let him know, post it below, and we'll get those updates going. So thank you guys again for watching, and have a good one. Bye-bye. And just to clarify, have you put like a rootkit in here? Is there like a secret malware hiding in this thing?
In the website?
Yeah, just toss.
I'm just a front end developer. I don't know how to do this.
We're tossing rootkits in. It's confirmed. Hey, keyloggers.
Is it even possible?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like you could definitely hack a few RuneScape accounts off this bad boy.